It started as nothing more than a whisper. A rumor shared in fan groups late at night, a blurry photo posted and quickly deleted. Heughan and Caitriona Balfe, the beloved Outlander duo whose chemistry had defined an era of television, had seemingly vanished from the spotlight. No red carpet appearances, no interviews, no updates. For weeks, both of their schedules appeared mysteriously clear. Then one curious fan noticed something strange. A cafe in Paris had posted a photo of a man who looked unmistakably like Sam. Hours later, another fan from Prague shared a picture of Caitriona walking near a quiet European street, and suddenly, the internet caught fire. Speculation spread faster than truth. Are they together? Is it a secret project? Why are they hiding? Theories multiplied with every passing hour. Entertainment blogs published side-by-side images, pointing out the identical backgrounds, the same overcast sky, even the reflection of a familiar plaid coat in a cafe window. For Outlander fans, it was déjà vu, another wave of mystery surrounding two people who, despite years of working together, had always kept their private bond wrapped in silence. To understand why this trip created such a stir, you have to remember how guarded Sam and Caitriona have been about their off-screen relationship. Since Outlander's earliest days, their undeniable on-screen chemistry fueled endless speculation. Some fans were convinced there was more than friendship between them. Others defended their privacy, arguing that the connection they shared was simply built on years of trust and mutual respect. But the truth, whatever it was, remained theirs alone. Now, with both stars suddenly appearing in Europe at the same time, fans couldn't resist connecting the dots. "They've always had this unspoken understanding," one journalist tweeted. "If they really did meet in Europe, it wouldn't be for publicity. It would be for something deeply personal." The tweet went viral within hours. Soon, celebrity gossip accounts began dissecting the story. Some claimed Sam and Caitriona were secretly working on a documentary about Scottish heritage. Others hinted it was a private getaway, a long overdue escape from the Hollywood chaos they both had grown weary of. Adding fuel to the fire, Sam posted an Instagram story showing a quiet cobblestone street with no location tag, just the caption, "Sometimes silence says everything." Minutes later, Caitriona shared a photo of a European-style balcony with a heart emoji and the words, "Peace in unexpected places." Fans instantly connected the two, comparing architectural details, window shapes, even shadows on the wall. It was undeniable. They were in the same city, maybe even the same hotel. Within 24 hours, headlines exploded. Heughan and Caitriona Balfe spotted in Europe together. Secret trip sparks new speculation. Journalists reached out to both stars' representatives for comment, but neither confirmed nor denied the story. The silence only made the mystery louder. In Hollywood, denial usually comes quickly, but deliberate quiet? That speaks volumes. Behind the noise, however, something about this story felt different. It wasn't scandalous or messy. There were no paparazzi photos of late-night arguments or dramatic encounters. Instead, the images that emerged were peaceful. Candid shots of Sam walking along the Seine River in a dark coat, Caitriona sipping coffee at a tucked-away cafe, both looking at ease in a way that fame rarely allows. It was as if Europe had given them something they couldn't find anywhere else: anonymity, space, and maybe, closure. Sources close to the two hinted that this trip wasn't spontaneous. "It's been planned for months," one insider claimed. They both needed time away from everything: the cameras, the expectations, the constant questions. This trip was about reflection, not attention. Whether that meant they were working on a secret project or simply reconnecting as friends, no one could say. But those who followed their journey knew that for Sam and Caitriona, reflection often meant something deeper. For years, Outlander had defined their lives: long hours, emotional scenes, and the constant pressure of maintaining a franchise adored by millions. They'd seen each other at their highest and lowest points, celebrated victories together, and weathered storms of gossip side by side. A bond like that doesn't just fade when the cameras stop rolling. And maybe, just maybe, this quiet European escape was their way of honoring it, privately, without the world watching. As the days passed, new details emerged. A fan spotted them at a small bookshop in Florence, laughing quietly in the poetry section. Another claimed they were seen sharing a meal at a lakeside restaurant in Switzerland. None of the photos were intrusive. They seemed to capture two people simply existing, free from the weight of fame. Still, the world demanded answers. Were they lovers, old friends finding peace, or artists seeking inspiration for something new? The truth remained hidden, and maybe that was the point. By the time Sam returned to Scotland and Caitriona was spotted boarding a flight to Dublin, neither had said a word. But one thing was undeniable. Their mysterious trip across Europe had reignited something. Not just fan theories, but curiosity about the real people behind the characters the world had loved for nearly a decade. And though no one yet knew what this journey truly meant, it was clear that Sam and Caitriona's story, whatever form it took, was far from over. When the first wave of rumors about Heughan and Caitriona Balfe's secret Europe trip began to fade, something unexpected happened. Instead of denying or clarifying, both of them chose silence. And that silence became louder than any statement could ever be. Weeks later, when the truth finally began to surface, it was nothing like the dramatic scandal people had imagined. Instead, it was something far more human, a story of friendship, healing, and the quiet understanding that comes only after years of shared history. It all started with a short article published in a small Scottish magazine. The headline read, "Heughan and Balfe reconnect abroad for private creative project." At first, it didn't get much attention. But within hours, fans discovered something that confirmed what many had suspected. Sam and Caitriona had been seen filming in several European locations, not for a movie or TV show, but for something deeply personal. They were reportedly working on a documentary that explored the emotional and cultural legacy of Outlander, revisiting the places that inspired their journey and the friendship that had changed both of their lives. The project had been kept secret for months, funded privately and filmed without any studio involvement. It wasn't about fame or money, it was about closure. One crew member who worked with them briefly shared, "It wasn't just another shoot. It felt like two friends looking back at everything they had built together, and everything they had lost in the process." Fans began connecting the dots. That balcony photo Caitriona posted? It was from a small inn overlooking Lake Como, where they reportedly filmed a quiet scene discussing the meaning of connection beyond screens. The cobblestone street Sam shared? It was part of a sequence in Prague, symbolizing the idea of moving forward without forgetting the past. Every clue that had fueled speculation turned out to be a breadcrumb from something beautifully sincere. Still, what moved people most wasn't the project itself, it was what it represented. Sam and Caitriona, after nearly a decade of being scrutinized, shipped, and analyzed by the world, had taken back control of their narrative. They weren't running from the rumors anymore. They were facing them head-on, not through interviews or denials, but through art. In one rare behind-the-scenes clip that eventually leaked online, Sam was heard saying to Caitriona, "You know, they've written stories about us for years. Maybe it's time we tell one of our own." She smiled softly and replied, "As long as it's the truth, our truth." That simple exchange struck a chord with fans everywhere. It wasn't romantic, it was real. The kind of honesty that comes only from two people who have weathered the same storm. When the news broke officially, reactions were emotional. "We spent so long guessing about them," one fan wrote on social media. "And now, knowing they were out there creating something meaningful together, that's more powerful than any rumor." Another commented, "This isn't about love stories. It's about loyalty, the kind that doesn't need words." What had been dubbed a secret trip was, in truth, a journey of reflection. Sources revealed that both actors had been quietly struggling with burnout, years of non-stop work, long filming schedules, and constant media pressure. The European journey was their way of stepping back, of reminding themselves why they started. They wanted to reconnect not only with each other, but with the essence of storytelling, away from flashing lights and Hollywood expectations. When asked later in a rare interview about the trip, Sam didn't confirm the details but offered a knowing smile. "Sometimes the best things in life don't need to be shared," he said. Some memories are more beautiful when they stay between friends. Caitriona echoed his sentiment a few weeks later, saying, "What matters most isn't what people think happened, it's what we took from it. Peace, gratitude, and perspective." The release of their mini-documentary, quietly titled Echoes of Us, proved everything. It wasn't a blockbuster, nor was it meant to be. It was a delicate, heartfelt collection of moments, wandering through old streets, reading letters from fans, talking about fear, fame, and friendship. The film ended with a voiceover from Sam. "In the end, it's not about where we've been seen. It's about where we've truly been." When the credits rolled, fans didn't feel curiosity anymore, they felt closure. For years, the world had tried to define the relationship between Sam Heughan and Caitriona Balfe, but maybe it was never meant to be defined. Maybe it was meant to be felt, quiet, private, real. Their Europe trip wasn't a scandal, after all. It was a reminder that some connections don't fade with time or distance, they simply evolve. And as they went their separate ways once more, Sam returning to Scotland, Caitriona to Dublin, the world didn't just see two actors anymore. They saw two souls who had chosen authenticity over fame, truth over gossip, and friendship over everything else. Because sometimes, the hidden truth isn't about what happened, it's about what survived.